Hello, everyone. 1 second. Let me quickly. I am having. So I just got a new screen. Let me quickly switch this over. I just got a new screen, and it's big, and I have to reorganize some of the things. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I just realized that on one of them, my camera is not showing. So I'm also figuring that out. Let me quickly switch over to the screen so you guys can kind of see what I'm seeing. And here at the bottom left, you can see that the device is not available. So let me quickly go ahead and figure out um, really quickly here. This won't take very long. Devices. USB. All right, there I am. Man, very cool. Actually, you know what? I just thought that there might be even a quicker, better way to do this. And just sorry guys for this. USB, I need this camera. Whoops. So we were using the first screen yesterday, which is my laptop screen. I just need to go ahead and move that over. I thought that was already taken care of because I did a bunch of adjustments. I just didn't know the camera screen wasn't right because that's the one screen I didn't use yet. But here we go. Everything is looking fine. Let me just go ahead and move that over a little bit. And yeah, all right, so we're good to go. I'll do some more adjustments on this a little bit later, but I'm pushing myself off the screen otherwise. I'm not fully centered. What's really cool about just having a bigger screen is you see obviously a little bit more information. You can tell that this area has gotten a lot bigger. We can see a bit more time in sales. I can see obviously a lot more going on in this chart down here and then over here as well. So I just got to adjust this a little bit. Unfortunately, we're only going to have this a few days because after that I'm going to Berlin and there I will have a different screen. But for now, this will be pretty fun and I'm really looking forward to using it. On the watch list right away. So we're checking out a few of these. There's a lot of things moving and it was a little crazy trying to figure out which ones I want to talk about. Obviously, it's a little easier when you only look for those price ranges between, $2 and $7 ideally, but really $1 and $10. That means, VRAY ECOR is really what we're looking at. ARDX, this one has been a runner for so long. Definitely a little overextended in my book, so we probably won't be trading that one unless, there's a really good chance of a dip, and I'll tell you why. This one might be dipping really, really nicely. Check this out. So if we quickly go to the daily chart on the big chart, you can see there's a huge gap down in this area. And this usually means there's some really shady financing going on. And I haven't looked exactly what that financing was, but you can tell by the chart alone that every time the price tries to come through this area, it gets entirely rejected. And that's exactly what happened here. So pre-market, we hit $9, and then we got completely hammered back down. So you can see this $9.50. That means, whoever had that financing deal was probably able to exercise their shares into the market at that price. So now there's new dilution going on. I would be very careful in this area, and now the price is back down to $7. So I wouldn't be surprised if this crashed all the way down to maybe something like $6. So I'm going to put alert in here at around 6.65 just to kind of keep it on the watch list today. But most likely we won't be trading this one. But those first morning panics can be really, really nice sometimes. So we'll see. Maybe dip into the 6.5 could be really good. What we are looking at today is VRAY, which I keep saying VPay. So if I mess that up a few times today, I apologize ahead of time. But this one's already looking pretty promising. And let me pull up what I had written here. Oh, I just entirely forgot to publish. So on Trade to Win, the forum, we have a thread out there where I always talk about I post my watch list, and I just realized I have it all written out. I just never clicked the publish button, so I just went ahead and published that. So VRAY is now there's two medical supply companies, VRAY and ECOR. These are the two companies that I have highlighted right here on our watch list. They're both Ecor is definitely more of a sympathy play. I would say 44 million market cap, while VRAY is a lot bigger, 338 million market cap. Shares outstanding almost 100,000, and then Ecor around 30,000 shares outstanding. The float on Ecor is closer to 20,000. So there's about a 30% difference on the float. So Ecor has the potential to move a lot quicker, although Ecor really sold off really heavy pre-market or extended hours. So we'll see what happens. VRAY is really holding its highs nicely, and there's a good chance that this one could rally also. But the problem I have with this one is there's massive resistance here where it already ran up pre-hours and it got completely slammed. Now, both these news articles are really iffy. I mean, they're not really super tangible. So VRAY news that it has an announcement of a public offering and an announcement of collaboration with some other companies. So nothing really too big. Any company could make an announcement. What does that really mean? I guess the whole buy the news, sell the rumor is going to come in here. So right now it's really spiking on that news. So I think a lot of that is already priced in. This one also had a gap down in this area, so I would be very cautious. So we spiked up to $5. So right now the price hit $5, and now what was it, back to $4.65? So right around here. And I wouldn't be surprised if it did sell off a little bit harder to $4. So I'm looking for a little crash closer to $4 on this one. Let me go ahead here, and that is why we are going to have a little alert here. Keep an eye on this one and maybe jump in, create an alert below. And so yeah, nothing really too interesting with the rumor or the news or anything like that. I mean, I'm really surprised that it had such a strong rally, over 50% rally that this one had. So that was pretty aggressive. So let's see if we have a little crash down to $4. This one could be a really nice morning dip, especially because it's a larger cap. So if it does sell off aggressively, there's a good chance there's going to be a lot of dip buyers waiting for it, especially around that 10% dip off. Now, the other one, ECOR, I guess you can say, we have a limit order out for this one, and it had that morning spike. It didn't hold the area that well, crashed all the way back down to 1.6, and now it's back up around 1.79. So this one is moving quite a lot pre-market, and this one was recommended by NICE, the National Institute of Health and Care Excellence. I think it's a UK medical board, and they basically were talking about the medical supplies that Ecor offers, and they recommended it. So this one's up 20% pre-market, nothing really too big resistance at 2, but anything around this 155 area I think could be really good support. This one definitely is a smaller cap with a smaller float, so this one could fly a lot faster. So just to give you guys a perspective on the long chart, it's right now right around this area. It spiked up to 2, big resistance at 2. If it could break 2, I think this one could really run. It doesn't really have that much more resistance after that area till I would probably say 2.5, 3. So that's what we're looking for this one. So I think Ecor could be the interesting pick for today. All right, let's just all take a deep breath, relax a little bit. We still have 3 minutes and 50 seconds till the market opens, so no pressure. We can all take this moment to finish our coffee and hit that like button if you have not done so already. Now, there's a lot of other companies that are looking pretty interesting, but I don't really want to overwhelm myself, and a lot of these are definitely under 50 cents, and we don't typically trade those. Not saying that they're bad companies to trade. I think a lot of these are very interesting, and when I first started day trading, I loved trading some of these, but the spreads are big, and you got to be careful with stocks like this. I actually really like ABIL. I think this one's quite interesting. I'm not entirely sure why they're up so much though. and just check out that sell-off. And a lot of these spikes don't really hold very well, so you got to really watch out with that as well. But they haven't had a spike in quite a while, so this spike already hit the 180-day moving average, so it's already kind of hitting some major resistance zones. Let's see here what kind of news this one's up. Gets new contracts, so this is a contract winner. Okay, so there is some news behind it. Maybe we'll occasionally pop our head in with ABIL as well. Let's just go ahead and mark this one just for pure curiosity's sake. But I'll be focusing on VRAY ECOR, and ASLN is the last one I want to focus on a little bit. We have a minute and 50 seconds left. The reason I want to focus on this one is a little bit is because we were trading this one yesterday and it sold off from $8 all the way to low 2s. I mean, that's a huge sell-off. So I think this one has some major bounce potential, but I don't really think that bounce potential can really happen right off the bat. So let's see what kind of sell-off we're going to have in the morning. Go ahead and remove this limit order. We have one more minute till the opening bell. I think ECOR has the highest chance of really breaking out to new highs. So we'll check, make sure, you know, this thing, if it breaks over these former highs, we want to be really aware of that. So $2 is definitely going to be, I'm just going to create an alert here just in case. There we go. "27 seconds. Here we go, 19 seconds. We got, why does this keep resetting itself? 5 seconds. You guys see how long that took for that order to cancel? That was actually kind of surprising. I didn't think it was going to take so long. VRAY at the 4.5. Big sellers here, 500. You can see, what's up, G now, if I can say it like that. Trades were good yesterday. I mean, a slow day. We made 2%, nothing too crazy. Check out that video. I posted my last video where we review the trade from yesterday. I'm waiting for this one to really break to those new highs, but big resistance above that 5 area. So I personally, I'm not going to be getting aggressive on any sort of breakout. I would rather see a little morning dip. ASLN is moving back to 2.7. I would want to see ASLN closer to $2, honestly. ECOR 1.65. ABIL, really nice, 0.68. Let's go to the 1 minute. I don't know why, but a few of our time frames are all messed up. I wonder if that has something to do with switching the screen. Okay, I just went ahead and save that. So lovely HEPA. Not really doing too much of anything. We'll just keep watching HEPA. I would like to be alerted if it, really breaks this area, starts really walking down. I want to be following VRAY, so I'm going to be focusing on VRAY for now. See if we get some sort of morning panic. Again, I think this news is a little overinflated, but who knows? 9.1 dollar volume, pretty high. Whoa, what just happened right there? A little glitchy. I couldn't agree more. I'm also on the kind of short side with VRAY. And that's exactly why I'm waiting for a dip. Looks like it had that. So far, I mean, it's holding its highs, so that's good. A lot of buyers coming in, just checking out the volume. On the 5-minute chart, still a green candle, a really nice green candle. But that gap up was just really excessive. I mean, not something I want to be part of. I can't wait till we don't have to keep switching our accounts. I must say, it does get a little confusing. Yeah, this one is dipping quite nicely. Big orders coming in here, 53, 56. Occasional big spikes higher. There could be a try here of red to green. Before it completely fails. Or who knows, maybe this thing's just going to completely bust through all resistance. But at the moment, I'm definitely more bearish on this one. Quickly just check everything else, what's going on here. ECOR is getting closer to what we want. ABIL, very interesting play. We're not trading that one though. ECOR, falling down here to 155. This is definitely one of the smaller caps. Why does it keep switching back like that? I don't know why that's happening. ASLN, I was planning a little bit. Again, it did it again. ASLN, I was planning a little bit. I'm not even touching anything when it does that, by the way. ASLN, I was planning a little bit bigger dip over here, but it's kind of creeping to the upside. Either way, it's not really that hot of a stock today. It just doesn't seem like it. Even though, this move, it doesn't seem like a lot. This is a 12% move, so pretty big. VRAY is 4.44 right now. So I guess you could definitely say big bounce. If you check out the dollar chart right here, this is really interesting. Just that crash. I'm going to put an alert here. I'm also going to put an alert above $3. I'm seeing more sellers ready to kind of dump this than anything. Right now it's a little probably aggressive dip buying and a little bit of chasing going on here. Although VWAP's holding the area pretty nicely. The EMA, 10%, could have been a pretty good little morning trade. I might be moving around a little too much. I'm kind of feeling myself moving around a little too much. This is the one I want to be focusing on. Let's see if it breaks at 25. So far, a really nice morning panic. I think we might get our first bounce right in this area. Ten minutes after the market opens. All right, here goes the first bounce. Remember, this is a larger cap, a larger small cap. So these bounces sometimes will really come to fruition a lot easier than something with a small market cap, such as this 45 million, 20 million float of ECOR. Let's quickly check this one out, just very quickly, just to get a glimpse. Keep following along. This one's moving really slow. Massive spread too. I don't know if we're going to be wanting to trade this one. Kind of sketchy. Also doesn't have a lot of dollar volume. I like ABIL a little bit more. ARDX and ONTX is actually kind of interesting too, but just way below what we want to trade. I would actually like to see a dip below $4 on this one, and then the kind of the 390 area hold a little bit. Are we going to get that? I don't know. But to me, that would be a very comfortable entry. The key is if it holds. I would want to see it hold. The markets are all down today. Keep that in mind. Big red day, 1.2 on Dow Jones. NASDAQ is already at 1.4%. Those are pretty big red days. People have cut their losses and it's down from here. We're going down, boys. Yeah, I mean, that gap up is aggressive. That's the only thing I can think of. It's a huge gap up on some pretty shaky news, I would say. So it's not really concrete news. It's just announcements. Not to mention, we're in that giant gap down territory. Let's see if we can find some interesting news about VRAY, about their financing. Disclosures, VRAY. ECOR. ECOR's just as dry as it gets. Be very careful with that one. Let me quickly check out ARDX. This one, I was thinking was going to have a huge morning panic. It's not moving as much as I thought, to be honest. Not nearly as much as I thought at all, but I think this one's got a lot to go down just because it's losing that momentum. I'd be very careful with this one. And the other one, ONTX, very interesting. Cheaper than we'd want to play, but you know, quite volatile. Let's go back to VRAY. I don't know why my computer's so slow. I don't know if it has something to do with this screen, if it's just too big for it. Who knows? Volume slowly dying off. I wonder if this could even be considered a first pullback, but since it's on the way down, I would not consider it a first pullback. Oh boy. I just had my mouse die. One second, guys. Where is my other charger? You'll hear me say this 1,000 times. Me and traveling and trading don't go hand in hand. But this is fine. I am somewhat prepared for these things. Where's my mouse? There's a lot to forget. All right, we'll just let that charge for a little bit. All right, so I'm looking up some VRAY financial disclosures. Let's see what we can find here. They have a 10Q November 12th. This could be kind of interesting. "15 minutes since the market opened." Oh yeah, these guys reek of having warrants. Look at that. That first pullback looks like it might be breaking out at the 40. But it looks like the 15 EMA putting some serious pressure on it. So the warrants have an exercise price of $8.31. which means that right around here in this area is when the warrants really hit home. And you can see that down here. There was a huge amount of dilution that happened here. So there is a good chance that, you know, this thing could run past 5. Okay, so there's more warrants actually in $3 per share, $317 per share. Yeah, oof, this one actually has. Yeah, this company is just all sorts of doing shady stuff. I'd be very careful with it. Morning, Sebastian. Happy you can join us. Yeah, the markets are well, they're not looking too hot. Definitely keep that in mind. Most of these small caps follow the market to some extent. The breakouts are usually a little bit weaker when the market's down, and the pullbacks are a little bit stronger. So something to really consider. ASLN was looking really interesting, but the spread on it is really just not enticing for me. So I'm staying far away from this one. ABIL, you know, maybe I should be getting a little bit more aggressive with some of these sub dollars. I really like how this one's moving, and there's a good chance it might break out past that 8. And if it does break past the 8, you know, this thing could really run. So I might move some of my attention over to it as VRAY kind of figures out what it wants to do. Whoo! That there alone is one of those reasons why I typically don't touch these sub dollars, just because of those flash crashes. Remember, this one only has 8 million shares outstanding, so this thing will move very, very quickly. So this one looks like it's going to be one of those classic failed gap ups. You can see on the daily, it's had constant failed gap ups. Failed. Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if this thing came all the way back to, you know, 40 cents today. I'm going to put an alert here just to kind of watch this one. See if we go below $5. I mean, 50 cents. Yeah, of course, small caps don't follow the overall market, but it's about what 70, a little over 70% of stocks follow the market, and there is a correlation in terms of, you know, how aggressive things will be. Obviously, the small caps are beasts of their own, especially with these, you know, small floats. I mean, if they have good news or bad news, they will do whatever they want regardless of the market. But people do watch the market, and they do give a consideration for that. So if I like took profits a little quicker, if the market was super down, you know, I personally would feel more comfortable. So ARDX is another one that, you know, that we've been following for quite some time. This thing's just been running up like just constantly, and if we see some crash closer to $6, I would really like to dip buy this one. So that's kind of what's on my radar as well, and that's why I got a little alert here as well for this one. We've already had 5 red candles back to back with volume slowing down just a little bit. There could be another big support zone around the 6.33, a little under the 6.5. So if we see some support forming, um, like let's say the 6.5 holds a little bit, I think that could be a good entry right below that. You know, if the stops go off, but the price doesn't really continue crashing. So far, it's all quiet here. No trades yet. Ripped here in a minute. Are you talking about VRAY because it's not crashing? You're not short VRAY, are you? Yeah, it's not a bad short. I think that thing has a good ways down. Usually I would be in a trade by now. We're about 24 minutes into the market opening. So again, kind of a slower day for us. VRAY trying to break past the VWAP. Found some really nice support in this zone. 6.7% bounce from the bottom. Not really enough movement for us to really get excited about. We just got to wait for that perfect position to come to us, guys. Just got to wait. Eventually, we will be blessed with a beautiful trade. Or not. Or maybe we won't do any trading today. Who knows? Slow trading, at least on my end. I kind of like this little double bottom we had right here. I was waiting for a little bit bigger crash though, so I didn't pull the trigger on this one. I would like to see some bigger dips. I'm not really sure why we're not getting any bigger dips. Gino, I think YouTube helped your comment because you had a curse word in it. Were you stomped out? Because it hit 57. Well, just barely, so I'm not really sure. Probably not stomped out. This thing's got quite a nice little bit of momentum behind it, but I see more downside in this one still. Well, the time in sales is looking red. ARDX somehow above 7. What's going on here? Never got that crash like I was hoping for. I'm gonna have to put the camera over here. I got the camera, I just need to install it, so then it's not like I'm looking away from you guys the whole time. MTMB. Looks like VRAY is potentially breaking up here. Whoo! Big resistance at the 57. Big buyers coming in though. Gina has left the chat. Does that mean you have left the trade? This was a pretty nice green, red to green move that we did not get. Oh, here we go. Spikes are flying. Looks like it's trying to do a break past the opening bell, but it might just be double topping here. I'm not really seeing any trades, to be honest with you guys. My finger is off the trigger so far. Nothing really exciting me. Just like yesterday, you know. But again, I should have pulled the trigger at 4.25. I should have entered the trade. This is kind of what I'm talking about all the time with these larger small caps. They are great dip buys. They don't sell off too aggressively, usually around 10%, 12, 13% tops. And yeah, this one, you know what happened? Boom, 12% or 11%, just like we said. So yeah, that could have been the dip buy for today. Did miss that one. So it looks like that was a failed breakout actually. VRAY, we should have been more aggressive on. ECOR, I'm happy that we watched out with this one. This one's not really doing much of anything. Definitely some upside potential on this one, but put one more alert on that. ARDX also didn't really pop to the upside much. I think we're gonna have one more dip buy opportunity on a lot of these. ABIL, wow, what a freaking crack on this one. I'd be very careful with this one. I think there's a good chance this one's gonna dip again. We do have an alert out for this one. VRAY 4.5. Looks like it had a failed double top. And I think there's a really good chance we're going to go lower on this one. Gino, good for you for sticking to your stop losses though, because you never know when these things can really rip. I'm going to wait a few more minutes and then I'm going to get my mouse back, which I'm really looking forward to. There's a good chance we're going to be trading this one, so I'm going to go ahead and just get ready for that. Actually, that was a 300. Don't forget, guys, if you are tuning in here and you enjoy watching some live market trading, although we haven't traded yet today, go ahead and hit that like button. You'd make my day, and you'd also help future traders find this content. Hopefully we can snag a trade here, but we're not going to rush anything. If we don't trade today, that is entirely fine. There's no need to rush anything. We had a green month last month, and we had a green day yesterday. And it really just all came down to being patient. And we traded like kind of all over the place last month. So you just gotta wait. Patience is the key. ONTX is looking pretty good. ECOR down to 1.5 again. ARDX back below 7. VRAY 4.47. Everything's slowly marching in the direction we want. Thanks, Janelle. I appreciate it. I hope it's only getting better. I keep adding new parts to it. Hope it all makes sense. Remember, guys, you can follow along with our whole $25,000 journey. If you just go to TradeJournal.co and you'll see everything you need to see there. But here you go, a little cap into our $25,000 journey. Last month, we started with a position size of $4,000. We didn't fully hit our target, but we're moving. Now we're in December. We got a bit of ways to go, but our portfolio is growing nicely. You can check out all these tabs below where we talk about, you see all my trades, position sizes, everything that I do. I know we'll get to $25,000. We gave ourselves about, I think it's 8 months, but I think we could do it quicker, but I don't want to rush myself either. So I was very conservative with that estimate. Who knows? It might take longer. Anything's possible. Thanks, man. Yeah, I just generally enjoy trading, so it's kind of fun just to kind of share the journey with a small account again. Like a little chat. All right, let's focus on some of these movers. We're not, these dips are just happening so much slower than you'd want them to happen. And this is how you get in a bad trade. This is how you make a mistake. You're just, you'll easily get impatient, and then you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go for this trade, and then all of a sudden, slammy kabammy. Oh man, this sub penny stock, or this penny stock, I guess you can say, is just ripsky in every direction. Probably really fun to trade, especially on this dip right here. This first pullback, you could almost say, if you include the pre-market, looks really, really good. Some nice support here at 0.3. Came back down to that support. That trade would have been really tough. We also don't really trade sub pennies, but really interesting just to kind of follow some of these other ones and think about, what would I do? What would have I done if I was trading this one? Or what could have been an interesting trade. White labeling and marketing agency. We used to broker or white label offers. Check out viceoffers.com. That's a affiliate network I helped co-start about 6 years ago. Viceoffers.com. I don't know if you even know me from there. Where do you know me from? Because it could be Vice Offers. But that's not white labeled. But white labeling offers is pretty interesting. I'm not sure about labeling a marketing agency. I don't have any experience with marketing agencies per se. Although when I was in high school, I used to do, or freshman, sophomore year of college, I used to do marketing gigs. But I was always more into trading. That was my thing. IBIO, this one's kind of been on my radar this whole time. I haven't talked about it today, but man, these bounces on this one. Today better not be another day where we just kind of keep missing these bounces. I'm not really sure how that's happening to me. November, we were so much more aggressive on these bounces. We're about an hour now into the market open. I'm going to keep this live stream going just probably about another 15 minutes or so. Maybe a little bit longer than that. Just because we didn't snag a trade. I typically don't want these live streams going over an hour because I know they're very sometimes tedious to watch and playback, but if there's some valuable content in there, I'll make sure they go a little bit longer. Otherwise, I don't want to waste anybody's time. Because I appreciate that you guys all make the time to come out here to learn about trading. So I want to pack as much value in as possible. But, I typically try to trade those first 30 minutes, and now the first 30 minutes, it's already the first 40 minutes. So I'll usually trade up to 2 hours, and I'll live stream the first hour. Yesterday, we even made a trade right before the market closed, which is not very usual. I typically never trade near the market close. I'm still waiting for this dip past 0.4. We might get it in the next 15 minutes or so. What I do like about this one is if you go to the 5-minute, let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. We have a low here, or a high here, a lower high here, a lower high here. Each time we're making a lower low, and fairly consistent. So I would like to see that trend follow a little bit, and then I would like to enter a trade on that one. So let's see what we're gonna snag out here. Let's see what we're going to snag. Just kind of letting the trades come to us right now, I guess. Some sellers piling up right now at the 44. All right, here we go. We might get one of our first bigger moves in the right direction now. 44 is definitely the battleground. 43 has a lot of buyers too. Okay, boom, there we go, switched. 43 was just broken through. Right now I have auto send off. I do like having it on sometimes. You just got to be very careful. I have gotten into a few trades that I was not ready for because I wasn't careful enough with the auto send. I really think there's a good chance that we're going to have a crackdown here. So we're just waiting for it. But remember, guys, if nothing happens, nothing happens. So we got to be relaxed. It's really important not to trade because you need to trade. Just let them all come to you very relaxed. See what else is going on over here. At 42, there's a lot of buyers there, huh? If the 42 area gets broken, all those buyers might start turning into sellers after they try to close their positions. All right, RG, now I hope I've been saying your name right. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck with your trading. And I will see you again another day. Till next time, man. All right, 44, moving back up. This a little bit longer. I think there's a really good chance we're going to be cracking later in the day. I don't know how long it's going to take. There's a good chance it'll probably be around 10:30, 10:45. Usually around 11 or before 11, we'll have that secondary dip. It's just that first one is always the nicest, so we kind of missed that one. We're kind of having a little pullback to VWAP right now, kind of getting rejected off this area. Really kind of a slow day again, unfortunately. But we'll have our time. We'll have our time to shine. ABIL is looking like it might do that secondary dip here in a second. We'll keep following that one just a little bit longer. ARDX, this is the one we wanted to trade, but then it kind of recovered a little bit and recovered actually quite well. Whoopsie, why does that go so small? Move this over here. Let's see if we can, what we can dig up with ABIL. $5 million float with ABIL. New contract. I think what a lot of people, including myself, would like to see before they go long ABIL is a dip past the 60-cent area. Man, Finviz has so many ads. This site is insane sometimes. It takes way too long to load. ASLN also wasn't really dipping as hard as we were hoping for. Same with HEPA, wasn't getting to that low fives that we were waiting for. And VRAY is back above 4.5, so this could be just a little last minute rally here. ACSI is the company ABIL had a contract with. Let's see what happened to it. ACSI. Okay, well this one's really stagnation here. Seems like a bit of a... I have no idea what this is. Oh, wait, ACSI. Did I type that in wrong? ACSI. I'm not fully sure, but it looks like I typed in an index. So the ACSI I might be talking about is a foreign company, and that's why it's not popping up. That's my hunch. Not entirely sure if that's true. So guys, what do you think? Was this the first pullback here? The first big pullback, and now we're gonna rally up to here? Or was that just a... Is this just a little dead cat bounce right here? Is this a second retest before it gets completely slammed? These are the questions. As we are all patiently waiting for a nice crack with VRAY or ARDX or ABIL or really any of them, we should take this moment to hit that like button if we have not done so already, so we can support this channel and traders all around the world looking to learn more about trading. It's just a slow day in the markets. So here's a little bit of correlation that I was talking about. I mean, the indexes kind of popped back up a good, 0.5%. They all pulled back up. And at the same time, a lot of these small caps were pulling back up too. So, there's probably not a direct correlation with the small caps. And if small cap has big news, they go running no matter what. Just because they have tiny floats, and just a handful of buyers can move any of these companies in a big direction. But I think there is something to say about the general trend of the market. So ONTX, one of the ones where we were thinking about potentially entering, this one actually did break out to the upside quite nicely. I remember we were watching this pullback here back to the 15 exponential moving average, and here we go. I'd be really careful buying a breakout on this one, just because we saw how aggressive it sold off not too long ago when the market opened. So if I personally wanted to enter this trade, I would look for a bigger pullback, probably to the VWAP or at least to the EMA if I was trying to be a little bit more aggressive. But I wouldn't be entering probably right now. Then again, some people are much better breakout buyers than I am. All right, guys, I think we're going to get some sell-off action here in a few seconds. Just based on the chart pattern, kind of looks like very aggressive selling off going on, and this 4.46 area has been tested one too many times. So this might crack any second. Boom, nice little crack. This reminds me of the Rammstein song, Hier kommt die Sonne. Because right now, the big fat red sun is coming. This is the volume we've been waiting for. It's quite a ferocious little candle right here. It's 10:25. Let's give it a few more minutes. Place an alert on this one if it keeps going down. Create below. VRAY looks like it's going to see a big amount of resistance here at the 40 now. Former support, new resistance, classic switch around. Don't forget, guys, if you are totally new here, we do a recap video about 10 minutes long after every trading day where I review all of my past trades, biggest lessons, sometimes some news in the market. If you want to make sure to grab those videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon too, so you'll be notified. You'll actually be notified about the videos. Otherwise, they kind of sink under the radar. What we're looking for, if you guys are brand new here as well, we're looking for a dip under the 4.3, ideally past the 4.25. See if the $4 holds, and looking for a bounce in that area. Now this could take a bit longer, so okay, here's time and sales just filled up with red. This could be that second dip we're waiting for. I probably wouldn't enter till about 3 dips deep, and big signs of reversal, especially something like the 390 area holding is something that I always like to look for. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you here at this one because it doesn't look like it's going to crash as fast as we were hoping for. You know, who knows how long this could take. It could take another 15, 30 minutes. I don't want these live streams going typically over an hour, and we're now at an hour, 12 minutes. Yesterday we hit 2 hours, but that's just because we were taking things way more calm, and it was Monday, and it was the first day of the month, so I thought, you know, why not switch it up a little bit. But I do want to really focus on that opening bell, and that is now over. We are, what time is it? Yeah, but we're now exactly an hour into the market open. So let's see, we'll probably be trading for about another hour. That second hour, there's some really good stuff that sometimes happens, especially if you miss those first morning panics. So we'll see what we can snack on that one. I will see you guys again tomorrow, and I'll also see you for this evening's morning or trading recap video. So guys, till tomorrow, I will see you. To see you then. Stay safe and make some awesome trades. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Till next time. Ciao, ciao.